And welcome back to the Kenny and JT Show here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. We continue with our spring training coverage of your Cleveland Indians for 2021. And joining us right now, pitcher Phil Maton with us. And Phil, spring training in Goodyear, Arizona. The weather's much better than it is here near Cleveland, Ohio. Question is, how has camp gone this year, considering what everybody went through last year towards the end of camp and throughout the season with the pandemic and what we're dealing with now?
Yeah, it's I live out here in the off season, so it's just good to see some more bodies in the complex. And I wouldn't say the rules are really loosening up, but we kind of got used to it last year, so it's really nothing new with all the protocols, mask wearing. I mean, that's just everyday stuff for us now, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, just the overall excitement. We finally had some full team practices, full team drills, so it's just really excited to finally get this stuff going again. And I mean, we're really looking forward to a full season now.
What do you take away from last year, your experience in pitching with the Indians? And let me put your numbers up here for everybody to see from last year. 3-3, 4.57 ERA for those of you watching on Facebook Live. And you got to pitch in both postseason games. So what did you take away from last season?
Really the biggest takeaway for me is once I got traded over here, just the amount of work I did with the player development staff to kind of refine my delivery and kind of get my velocity back to where it was earlier in my career. And being a 60-game season, really thought I had a good first month, kind of got myself into the rotation, kind of got myself into later positions in the ball game. But obviously the 4.57 ERA, the consistency standpoint needs to improve. Can't have the outings where you give up 2, 3, 4 runs. That's the biggest thing I worked on this offseason to get the delivery to a point where I didn't have to do complete overhauls in the middle of the season and, fix really bad outings. So I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing the adjustments that I made and how it plays in this upcoming season.
How about the postseason? That's the most pressure-packed games you could pitch in. You got to throw in both of them, and you performed the ERA about half of what it was almost in the regular season, so you rose to the occasion. What about those experiences and how that will benefit you?
Oh, it was very odd doing a postseason game with no fans. The only people we could hear the wives screaming. So it was kind of eerie, actually. But I don't know. I mean, it was still incredibly. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. And in getting to throw into both of those games and leverage was really cool. And I think just kind of getting that under my belt and just, all right, that's what it feels like. And now it won't be so much of an adjustment coming into this year. And I don't know. We're all looking forward just to having some screaming fans in the stands for when we're there again this year.
For you, you come from San Diego to the Indians, and I'm not putting down San Diego, but the Indians have been known in recent years to produce a few Cy Young Award winners and make pitchers better than maybe they were before they came here. What is it about Carl Willis or Roberto Perez, Sandy Alomar, whoever it is, that those guys combined are able to maybe bring out the best in pitchers that come here?
Oh, definitely. And just those names, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I can't even count how many guys that have done something to help me out and become a better pitcher, from, the staff in Arizona to guys that are like our AA pitching coaches, all the way up to Carl, Ruben, Bebo. It's seriously, the amount of people and how knowledgeable they are it's ridiculous. If you come in, if you're traded over here or you're drafted by the Indians, you come up. And if you don't use those resources, that's on you, because you're given every opportunity to succeed here.
For you as a reliever, take us through the mindset of a reliever. What does a reliever go through every day, not knowing if he's going to pitch, but he better be ready to pitch in case he's called on? How do you develop that as a professional pitcher?
Yeah, you learn pretty quickly. And the minor leagues are tough because your roles change quite a bit. And then once you get to the big leagues, you kind of have a idea of when you're going to throw. So typically you'll have guys warm up around the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, depending on how much time they need or depending on what inning they're going to throw in. So the routine's about the same every day. It's just what time you started at. Starting pitchers struggling, which rarely happens with us. But you might start a little earlier, or they're cruising, they're at a low pitch count, you might start a little later. But it's always the same routine. It just sometimes changes the time when you actually start doing it.
This team, a lot of new faces in a lot of places this year, a lot of movement with the pitchers as well as position players. you have an opportunity to be a key member of the bullpen. And, we go back a few years to when the Indians were in the World Series in 2016, and that bullpen was a huge factor with Andrew Miller being the MVP of the ALCS. What's it going to take for this bullpen to be a major player as a unit for this team, helping them move forward and make another playoff run this year?
I think it's going to be the experience for us because we definitely have the talent. You look at guys like Karen Chet, Class A, obviously Whitgren. We have plenty of talent, but we're going to have to settle into some tough spots in the middle of the season, see who can kind of power through, some of the rough months of the year. It's, I think guys that can survive the long haul, that's what's going to help us out the most because we have the arms. We have plenty of arms here in our organization, but it's going to be the guys that are consistently good, that don't blow up and have bad outings. They're just going to consistently get outs. And I think that's what's really going to separate us and make us a really good bullpen.
I'm asking this question of everybody we do an interview with, Phil. All right. So I'm going to throw it your way for our listeners that are learning all these new faces, for the Indians. A scouting report of Phil Maton. If you were writing one up, what would that scouting report say?
Four seam, cutter, curveball, sinker. I'd like to think I can throw them all pitches and all counts, but obviously that changes every day. Wouldn't say, I don't know. I'd like to say that I've learned to pitch a little bit more in the big leagues since after a couple years, but I don't know. I don't want to give too much away. I mean, if I get some innings this year, I don't want them watching your interview.
Fair enough. We at least we know what to look for when we're out there, and Berto's putting down the painted fingernail fingers and everything like that for what you're going to throw. All right, let's have some fun here. I always go to the favorites that are in your bio here, and I see Top Gun as a favorite movie. All right, so Goose, Maverick, or Iceman? If you're playing one of those three, which one are you playing?
Like playing in the movie?
Yeah. If they came to you, Hollywood came to you and said, all right, you're starring in this. What role do you want to play? Who are you playing?
I don't think I'm serious enough to be Maverick or Iceman, so I'd have to take Goose. Too bad I ended up dying, but at least I had a good time while I was playing the role.
No doubt. Release date, July 2nd, 2021. Are you looking forward to that? That's when it's supposed to come out now after, I guess, being delayed because of the pandemic, man. It's called, what is it, Top Gun Maverick. That's part 2.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be there to watch it. I mean, I can't claim Top Gun to be my favorite movie. I'm not there to watch the sequel.
See, for me, a few days from now, Coming to America 2. It's being released on Amazon Prime, so we'll get to watch it at home. So that's the one I'm looking forward to. But Top Gun, a big-time favorite of mine as well. Do you know Maverick's first name from the movie Top Gun?
Mitchell.
The last name, good. First name, Pete. You can win.
That's right. Yeah.
You can win a beverage at the bar because a lot of people don't know. They just know him as Maverick or Mav, but that's one to win there. And it says here, Rick and Morty is your favorite TV show. What is it about that show you like, man?
Just kind of mindless television. I'll typically put it on while I'm just kind of messing around on my laptop and it's on the TV. It drives my fiance nuts, so it's kind of win-win with that.
All right, I forget who I asked yesterday about this, but Cobra Kai, have you checked out Cobra Kai at all? Or are you a Karate Kid guy or no? You're too young for that.
I need to check it out. All 3 of my brothers have watched it, and they recommend it to me. I've just been getting lazy with my TV show watching.
Well, you got something going on now, Major League Baseball, so that's going to consume most of your time. Yeah, something like that. Hey, Phil, we appreciate the time. We wish you nothing but the best in helping the Indians hopefully get back to the playoffs again this year, and we'll talk to you hopefully at Progressive Field with fans in the stands and exciting ball games this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rooting for that for sure. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thanks so much. There he is, Phil Maton, checking in with us here on the Kenny and JT Show. We'll get a break in right now. We'll come back with more right after this. Thanks, Phil.
Hey, awesome. Thanks a lot for having me.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.